Menang. Lepas tu kau celebrate kau as a champion.
Nama aja pengawal aku pada itu. Nama aja bisi.
Tahukah, aku kelalu ngemaruh.
Dan awak kia belajar.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're now with me, Yusuf Shukri for TVS Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. Niah to be recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in July. Minister advised critical awareness on fraudulent Hajj or UMRAH visa offered by unauthorized agencies. And pilgrims on their way to a shrine killed after the bus they were on crashed into a gorge. Our top story. At least 21 pilgrims were killed and nearly 54 others injured when a bus fell into a gorge in the Kalidar area of Ankh-Noor in Jammu and Kashmir. The bus was on its way to Shiv Khori Shrine in Resi district when the accident took place. According to sources, the road where the bus was travelling on is badly damaged from the road construction work that is currently taking place.
Before the police arrived, passerbys and many others began the rescue operation. Once authority and emergency services were on the scene, the injured were rushed to the hospital. Many of them are currently being treated at the Government Medical College Hospital in Jammu as rescue operations continues.
Over in Malaysia, those who are planning to go on the Hajj pilgrimage are advised not to be deceived by agencies claiming they can issue Hajj visas or permits. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Naim Mokhtar, said that in Malaysia, only two entities are authorized to issue Hajj visas, namely the Lembaga Tabung Haji and the Saudi Arabian Embassy in Kuala Lumpur.
Mana tidak ada badan-badan agensi NGO lain yang boleh mengeluarkan visa haji. Jadi sebab tu saya minta kepada rakyat Malaysia untuk supaya tidak terpedaya dengan mana-mana agensi yang mengatakan mereka ni boleh mengeluarkan visa haji. Yang ini penting supaya kita tidak mahu ada mana-mana pihak yang memang berhasrat untuk menunaikan haji ditipu oleh agensi-agensi pelancongan yang tidak bertanggungjawab.
He told this to reporters in an interview after attending a ceremony to send off Sarawak Hajj pilgrims earlier today. The sending off ceremony for 142 prospective Hajj pilgrims was graced by Sarawak Yang di-Pertua Negeri Tun Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar. Additionally, Naim stated that Tabung Haji TH is prepared to assist individuals who fell victim to any fraudulent Hajj or Umrah visas or packages.
Jadi saya serahkan kepada PDRM, polis, sebab saya difahamkan ada aduan yang dikemukakan, aduan polis yang dikemukakan untuk menjalankan siasatan. Okey, walau bagaimanapun sekiranya ada aduan dikemukakan kepada tabung haji di tanah suci, kita bersedia untuk memberikan bantuan dan kerjasama yang sepatutnya diberikan kepada mereka.
Pilgrims who are found with tourist visa while performing the Hajj will be temporarily apprehended before being deported to their home country. A fine of 10,000 Saudi Arabian riyal will be imposed and offenders will be blacklisted from entering Arab Saudi for 10 years as stipulated under the country's law.
Now back in Sarawak, the government has approved an allocation to develop the area around Niah National Park, including Niah Town in Subis District. Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said the area needed to be developed in line with the upcoming recognition of Niah National Park as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, expected to be done later in July.
Pekan Niah hendaklah kita bangunkan dan kita telah berkongsi bersama dengan MP kita dan Datuk Rozi. Termasuklah Sidak Kepin tu lah, kenanya laluan lipas Sidak Kepin juga, Lambil. Jadi untuk sini kita sedang mencadangkan supaya Niah mempunyai master plan, iaitu apa disebut sebagai Niah Riverbank Protection Project Master Plan. Bermakna ia tentu sekali membabitkan pembangunan jalan, hakisan dan juga jalan kampung dimasuk dalam master plan.
He said this in his speech during the Sabis District Langgar Meja ceremony in conjunction with Aidilfitri 2024 in Miri on Wednesday. Additionally, the internet infrastructure in Subis will also be upgraded to accommodate the expected influx of tourists once Niah National Park is recognized as an UNESCO World Heritage Site. Abang Johari also stated that the master plan involves substantial costs due to the inclusion of roads and junctions leading to Bekanu, including the Tusan, Beraya, Kejapil, Terlahat, Bungai, Tiris, Pejuang Kelulit and Sepupuk junctions. The exact amount of allocation, he said, will be announced at a later date after the open tender process.
Jadi saya sifat umum berapa implikasinya, tetapi harganya adalah tinggi disebabkan oleh keadaan master plan yang kita nak bangunkan. Saya dapat beri gambaran dengan kita, harganya lebih 100 juta.
Abang Johari also hoped that the recognition of Niah National Park as a UNESCO World Heritage Site would greatly benefit the surrounding areas.
Dan saya rasakan mudah-mudahan kita doakan kita lulus di peringkat yang terakhir ini, the last lap. The last lap, if we pass through this lap, meaning Sibuti will be known throughout the world with Niah as a center.
More Sarawak news. The remarkable economic accomplishments of Sarawak in generating additional revenue for the region did not stem from luck, but from the unwavering commitment of its leaders and citizens. Therefore, Abang Johari stressed that through collaboration, solidarity and stability, Sarawak has attained export figures amounting to 2.1 billion ringgit, ranking it second only to Selangor in Malaysia.
Ada orang kata Bang Jo ni nak nasibnya. Mun malas, ni ada nasib pun.
Abang Johari was responding to recent claims by some parties that Sarawak's current success, particularly in the economic sector, is attributed to luck. The Department of Statistics Malaysia, DOSM, recently published the export-import statistics, which shows Sarawak's high export performance, effectively ranking Sarawak as one of the top 5 states in terms of increased export value in April. On the same issue, Abang Johari firmly defended Sarawak's initiatives based on the provisions of the laws stipulated in the constitutions and rights enshrined in the Malaysia Agreement 1963.
Saya kita nak ngampas orang lain. Saya dah mada. Hak kita, hak kita. Hak orang, ya orang pun. Kita si mengampas. Berdosa ngambil hal orang.
Touching on Sarawak's income, Abang Johari expressed confidence that the state's revenue will continue to grow this year. Through various new economic transformations, it is expected to attract significant investments through international collaborations. Utilizing Sarawak's income, it will be reinvested back into the community through the implementation of development projects.
Nak mula raya tu, kan murah. Nak sebut saya tadi lebih 100 juta. Duit kita pun, kan duit orang. Yang kami terpaksa kerja kuat cari duit. Tapi Alhamdulillah je lah, rezeki kita bertambah. Tahun dia tak tambah, 13 bilion. Musim maret, habisan tinggi 6 bilion. Mungkin nambah, mungkin tahun tu tambah lagi. Dia dah tahu. Ya rezeki dari Tuhan lah.
With Sarawak's strong financial performance, Abang Johari also stressed the importance of prudent financial management. This approach has led to the establishment of the Sarawak Sovereign Wealth Fund, aiming to ensure Sarawak's prosperity for future generations.
Now, Sarawak's achievement in exploring and developing its economy through renewable energy sources have effectively elevated the status of the region globally. Deputy Minister for Women, Early Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, Datuk Rosie Yunus, noted that the strong collaboration from top leadership to the grassroots level, along with community engagement, has made Sarawak highly respected by international industry players, especially in the field of renewable energy.
Di mana beliau sering, kerap kali, banyak kali dijemput untuk beri ceramah, beri taklimat kepada sidang menteri-menteri di persekutuan, kepada kerajaan-kerajaan di luar negara sampai pergi Poland, pergi Korea, pergi Jepun, berkongsi apa yang Sarawak polah gini tu. Jadi ya, yang kehebatan yang berhormat premier kita yang patut kita sokong dengan kuat di akar umbi itu.
Rosie said this in a speech at the Subis District Langgar Meja ceremony in conjunction with Aidilfitri 2024. The event was attended by approximately 1,500 visitors from Batu Niah, Bekenu and Miri. Also present were the Premier's wife, Puan Seri Dato' Amar Jumaini Tun Tuanku Bujang, Minister of Tourism, Creative Arts and Performing Arts, Dato' Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, and Deputy Minister of Utilities and Telecommunications, Dato' Dr. Abdul Rahman Junaidi, among others.
Hosting more internationally acclaimed events in Sarawak will significantly boost the region's economy. Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Datuk Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah said these events will also bring ripple effects for SMEs. Industries like hospitality and entrepreneurship in particular are poised to thrive from the increased activity and exposure as they cater to an international audience.
Something like this will definitely be very much welcomed by a lot of Sarawakian, especially those who stay in Kuching. Yeah. It will definitely contribute to the economy because when there are people congregating in one place, it will lead to entrepreneurs setting up the food trucks and all that will also be benefiting, and those who come in from outside of Kuching, they will be coming in for this. They will have to stay in the hotel. They will be helping up our hospitality industry.
During the press conference for the Great British Circus Sarawak Tour at Baitul Makmur, he announced that the circus will take place from June 8th to July 14th at the Sarawak State Stadium in Kuching. He anticipates a higher attendance this year, especially as the Rainforest World Music Festival RWMF 2024, the world's largest music festival, will also be held within the same period.
I know there are so many ambassadors that are coming over. There are many federal ministers that are also coming over to be at the rainforest. A lot of them might be bringing in their family, and this is a good time. And I do hope that this is a great opportunity for those with families down here to bring their children, build up good family bonding.
Karim also anticipates an increase in visitors from Indonesia to Sarawak attending these events, given the consistently full flight schedules every day. The Great British Circus will also visit Miri residents from July 26th to August 25th at the Boulevard Shopping Centre.
On to our next update. A total of 50 million ringgit was allocated from the federal government via the Ministry of Youth and Sports for the upcoming SUKMA and Para-SUKMA 2024. Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneurship Development, Datuk Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah stated this allocation will enable them to boost the quality of the sports event this year, as it is one of the larger scale SUKMA ever being held in history.
At least ada lah.
At least ada.
Yeah.
Because the show has got to go on.
Yeah.
We are quite blessed. The state is quite blessed. We have got quite a good coffer as compared to the other states in Malaysia. 50 juta kita terima.
Kalau ada, Alhamdulillah. Ya.
At the same time, Karim expressed confidence that Sukma Sarawak 2024 will run smoothly after witnessing the commitment from state and federal government agencies during the committee meeting held earlier today.
And I fully believe that this will be a very, very successful Sukma. They have looked into even the finer detail on how the flag is going to go up, the lagu, the makanan, the transportation, the
penyampaian medal,
everything. Yeah. They're very, very detailed.
Sukma Sarawak will feature 37 sports and 488 events taking place in 9 divisions: Kuching, Semarahan, Serian, Sri Aman, Betong, Sibu, Muka, Bintulu and Miri.
Now, as I've mentioned, Sukma 2024 will be the largest scale in history of the event since it was first held in 1986. And this year, 15 contingents will be participating in the prestigious event, including one contingent from Brunei Darussalam.
Bahagian-bahagian yang terlibat dalam acara Sukma untuk tahun ini, seperti apa yang telah dimaklumkan, bahagian Kuching akan melihat 25 sokan, bahagian Semarahan 2 sokan, Serian 1 sokan, Sri Aman 1 sokan, Betong 1 sokan, Sibu 3 sokan, Mukah 3 sokan, Bintulu 3 sokan dan Miri 6 sokan. Jadi bahagian-bahagian ini kita berharap warga-warga yang ada di sana akan memberi sokongan padu kepada siapa-siapa yang kita nak sokong. Mestilah.
By holding the sports event in various divisions, Karim hopes it would develop an interest in sport among the younger generation across Sarawak. He also mentioned that 5 locations have been identified to accommodate athletes.
Sedikit sebanyak perkampungan sokan, kita ada perkampungan sokan di Unimas, di Desa Sanian, di Sibu, di UITM, kampus Muka, Universiti Putra di Bintulu dan juga di IKBM, Institut Kemahiran Belia di Miri. Itulah perkampungan-perkampungan sokan. Dan selain daripada itu, kita tahu juga banyak negeri-negeri ini juga ada membuat persiapan ataupun kontingensi mereka sendiri.
The opening ceremony of Sukma Sarawak will be held at August 17th, 2024, 8 p.m. at Stadium Sarawak, and the public are welcome to attend the auspicious event.
Welcome back. The government, in collaboration with the Malaysian Franchise Association MFA, plans to implement 6 international trade missions this year. Its main objective is to foster and encourage more franchise exports abroad. Minister of Entrepreneur and Cooperative Development, Dato' Iwan Benedict, stated that trade missions have already been conducted in Abu Dhabi and Taiwan, with upcoming missions to Thailand, the United Kingdom, Indonesia and the Philippines by the end of this year.
Pada tahun 2023, sebanyak 8 program antarabangsa dan misi perdagangan telah diadakan serta mencatatkan sebanyak 864 juta ringgit potensi pelaburan berbanding 689 juta ringgit pada tahun 2022. Sahabat, saya ucapkan kepada semua pihak khususnya MFA dan juga usahawan-usahawan franchise negara kita.
He said this at the 2024 Franchise Awards ceremony. Iwan mentioned that currently the number of franchise businesses registered with the Ministry of Entrepreneur and Cooperative Development (KUSCOP) stands at 1,274 companies.
Capaian sebegini adalah penting untuk meningkatkan skala dan daya saing perniagaan franchise yang terdiri dalam kalangan perusahaan mikro, kecil dan sederhana.
He further added that this aligns with the objectives of the National Entrepreneurship Policy 2030 to increase the number of quality, progressive, resilient, competitive, and globally minded entrepreneurs.
In a bid to ensure a continuous supply, 5 major oil companies in the subsidized diesel control system SKDS 2.0 collectively provided 1 million fleet cards. Minister of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living, Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali, said these cards aim to expedite the application process for 410,000 vehicles across 23 types of goods transported under SKDS 2.0.
Hari ini kita telah mendapat komitmen daripada syarikat-syarikat minyak. Mereka telah menyediakan stok fleet card dalam jumlah 1 juta. Jadi ini bermaksud bahawa syarikat-syarikat minyak akan sentiasa mempunyai bekalan sebaik saja permohonan dibuat.
He said this at a press conference after attending the SKDS 2.0 Open Day on Thursday. Armizan assured that SKDS will process faster compared to the implementation of the first SKDS, which took 4 to 6 weeks.
Dan pada masa yang sama dari segi kecepatan itu, proses itu, kalau dulu peringkat awal pelaksanaan syarikat-syarikat minyak memberikan komitmen bahawa fleet card itu boleh diproses dan dikeluarkan dalam tempoh 4 ke 6 minggu. Tetapi ada syarikat-syarikat minyak yang kini boleh menyediakan fleet card tersebut dalam tempoh kurang 7 hari.
Armizan previously announced on February 1st, 2024 that SKDS 2.0, encompassing 23 types of goods transport, had commenced to restructure diesel subsidy mechanism, slated for introduction in the second quarter of the year.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, in Frankfurt, the largest crackdowns on cyber criminals were conducted. The operation was successful in eradicating more than 100 servers worldwide and the shutdown of 1,300 domains used for illegal activities. Vice President of the Federal Criminal Police Office, BKA, Martina Link, in a statement said the move dealt a significant blow to the cybercrime scene.
Moreover, links said malware designed for unauthorized access to others' computers for criminal purposes was removed from the web. A total of 10 international arrest warrants were issued and 4 people were provisionally arrested in an operation coordinated by German authorities. Germany has issued arrest warrants for a total of 8 major suspects. On the basis of the warrants, 7 people are being sought who are strongly suspected of having participated as members of a criminal organization for the purpose of spreading the Trigball malware. The operation on Tuesday and Wednesday targeted 16 properties in Armenia, the Netherlands, Portugal, and Ukraine. Law enforcement officers from the Netherlands, France, Denmark, the UK, Austria, and the US were involved in the operation.
Meanwhile, in Palestine, 2 paramedics were tragically killed in an Israeli strike on their ambulance in Rafah's Tal al-Sultan area. Paramedic colleagues were seen solemnly transporting the bodies at Nasser Hospital. And at the same time, a separate Israeli strike over the weekend triggered a devastating fire at a displacement camp in the same region, resulting in the deaths of dozens. This incident has intensified global criticism following the Israeli military's recent incursion into Gaza's southernmost city.
Rafah residents reported intense artillery shelling and gunfire on Thursday in Rafah after Israel announced it had taken control of the strategic corridor along with the Palestinian territory's border with Egypt. Despite international concerns for the safety of Palestinian civilians sheltering in the area, the Israeli military began its incursion into Rafah in early May. A weekend strike that ignited a fire and killed dozens in the displacement camp drew widespread condemnation, sparking a social media campaign with the slogan, "All Eyes on Rafah," which has been shared by tens of millions. Israel, which has vowed to destroy Hamas following the group's October 7th attack on southern Israel, stated that its forces had taken over the 14-kilometer Philadelphia corridor on the Gaza-Egypt border, suspected of being a weapons smuggling route. Gaza's health ministry stated 53 people have been killed in the enclave and 357 injured in the latest 24-hour reporting period.
And finally, jurors in Donald Trump's hush money trial begin deliberating on whether to return the first criminal conviction of a former president, which is a momentous decision that could upend the November presidential election. After weeks of hearing testimony from over 20 witnesses, attention now turns to the 12-member jury tasked with deciding Trump's fate. Following the judge's final directions, the jury will deliberate on a verdict that will significantly affect both Trump and the nation.
Trump is accused of falsifying business records to reimburse a $130,000 payment to silence adult film actress Stormy Daniels when her account of an alleged sexual encounter imperiled his 2016 presidential campaign. If Trump is found guilty, the political repercussions would far outweigh the seriousness of the charges, as barely 5 months before the presidential election, the candidate would also become a convicted criminal. In a full day of closing arguments on Tuesday, his defense team insisted the evidence for conviction simply did not exist, while the prosecution countered that it was voluminous and inescapable. To return a guilty or not guilty verdict requires the jury to be unanimous. One holdout means a mistrial. If convicted, Trump faces up to 4 years in prison on each of 34 counts. But legal experts say that as a first-time offender, he is unlikely to get jail time. Meanwhile, a conviction would not bar him from the November ballot.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates, both locally and internationally, just a click away. By heading on to our website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms. That's alias TV Sarawak. And those were the updates on tonight's TVS Nightline. Once again, I'm Yusuf Shukri. Thank you for watching and have a good night.